Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Mamring murder case. This case was so bizarre that when it happened, the police didn't know what to make of it. And even now, after all these years, there are still more questions than answers. On August 23, 1986, a woman named Helen Viola woke up in her home in Niagara. Everything seemed normal. She got up, made some breakfast, poured herself a cup of coffee and went out to water her plants. After watering her plants, she went back inside and started watching some television. Not long after she started watching TV, she heard someone trying to break into her garage, so she went to investigate. Helen opened the door to her garage and screamed. A man was standing in her garage holding a crowbar. Helen slammed the door shut and locked it. Then she called the police. She told the operator that a man had broken into her garage and was trying to steal her car. The operator calmly asked Helen if she was sure that the man wasn't just trying to borrow her car. Helen replied, no. She said that this man had been trying to break into her car for over a week. The operator apologized for keeping her on the line so long and hung up the phone. Helen was furious. She waited 15 minutes for the police to arrive, but they never did. Helen was growing increasingly worried. What if the man broke into her house? What if he attacked her or her family? So she decided to take matters into her own hands. Helen grabbed a baseball bat and walked out of her front door. She found the man by her car. He was trying to pry open the door. Helen swung the bat at the man, hitting him over the head. The man screamed and ran away. Helen called the police again and told them that she hit the man with the bat. They arrived shortly after and arrested Helen. They took her down to the station house and charged her with assault and battery. The next day, Helen was released from jail. She went back home and changed her locks. She didn't think that she would have any problems from that point on, but she was wrong. On September 1st, Helen's son came home from college for the weekend. When he got home, he noticed that the locks on the doors were different. He asked his mother about it, and she told him that she had had some problems with a burglar. Her son, being the good boy that he was, offered to install some security bars on the windows for her. Helen thought this was a great idea and agreed. Later that evening, Helen was watching television when she heard a noise outside. It sounded like someone was trying to break into her house. She grabbed her baseball bat and went to investigate. Outside, she saw that someone had broken one of the window panes in her den and was reaching through the broken glass to try and unlock the window. Helen screamed and hit the man several times with the baseball bat. The man fell to the ground and Helen called the police. When the police arrived, they found the man lying on the ground. He was bleeding from the head and was unconscious. They rushed him to the hospital where he later died from his injuries. The police found out that the man who had broken into Helen's house was Richard C. Ferraby. But why had he tried to break into her house? And why did he have a crowbar in his car? Richard was a married man with 2 children. He worked as an electrical contractor. And while the police couldn't figure out why he would break into Helen's house, they knew that he had recently separated from his wife. Could this have something to do with it? They questioned his wife, Mary Ann, and she told them that Richard had been acting strange lately. She said that he had been obsessed with a woman named Diana. Diana was Richard's secretary. Richard had been having an affair with her for quite some time. Mary Ann had caught them together on several occasions and had even confronted Diana about it. So is this Diana person the reason that Richard had broken into Helen's house? To find out, the police went to question Diana, but they weren't able to find her. No one had seen her since Richard had broken into Helen's house. What was Diana's involvement in all of this? Did she have something to do with Richard's death? As the investigation continued, the police found out that Richard had taken out a large loan on his life insurance policy. This was odd, but not necessarily suspicious. He may have just wanted to have some money available if he ever needed it. But then they found out that Richard had taken out another loan on his life insurance policy just a few weeks before the incident with Helen. And this was extremely suspicious. Why would he take out another loan on his life insurance policy if he had just taken out a large loan a month ago? Was he planning something? With all of this new information, the police went back to question Diana. Maybe now she would talk to them. But when they arrived at her house, they found her dead. She had taken her own life. In her room they found a note. The note read, "I am so sorry. I hope it's not too late. Please forgive me." It seems that Diana had taken Richard's life out of love for him. She probably realized that Richard was married and didn't want to be with him anymore. But she had put herself in too deep. She had helped Richard take out loans on his life insurance policy, and had even helped him plan to collect on them. But now she felt guilty and took her own life. But what about Helen? Had Diana come to the house to confront her? Or was there another reason that she had broken into the house? The police never found out because Diana was dead. As for Helen, she was charged with manslaughter and served 3 years in prison. The police didn't know why Richard had broken into her house, and they still don't know. Maybe he had followed her home from the grocery store, or maybe he just lived in the area. There are so many questions but no answers. What do you think Richard's motive was? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. After Helen was released from prison, she started seeing a therapist. She had suffered from anxiety and depression her whole life, and these incidents just made it worse. Unfortunately, Helen passed away from cancer in 2014. She was 75 years old. The Mamring murder case is a very strange case. There is just so much that we don't know. We don't know why Richard killed Helen, why Diana killed herself, or why Richard broke into Helen's house. This case has so many twists and turns that it could make your head spin. It is truly one of the most bizarre cases that I have ever come across. If you know anything about this case, please share it with us in the comments below. We would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you learned something new. If you did, please be sure to subscribe. Also, be sure to tune in next time for another case. All of our videos are viewer supported, so if you would like to help us make these videos, go ahead and hit that join button. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.